Carlton, we're starting. Good morning. Our call to worship is for Stewardship Sunday. Woo-woo! And one of my teachers, Leslie Takahashi, the Reverend Leslie, wrote this for Stewardship Sunday, and I'm going to read it to you. To worship means to consider that which has worth. Today we consider with gratitude the many gifts of this community, the opportunity to be affirmed in who we are and to offer that affirmation to others, the chance to stand up together to help remake the world in the ideal of justice, the freedom to choose one's path to truth and to learn from the travelogue of others, the space to expand one's own spirit and reconnect after busy or humdrum weeks with sustaining truths of one's life. Regular reminders that we must see the world through the lens of love. And the aspiration to consider all of life as precious, for if all of it is made of stardust, how can it not be wondrous? So this morning, let's welcome all these gifts with gratitude, for they have been paid with many, many, many currencies. The blood of the martyrs who died so that we can be free in our religion, the sweat of those who persisted in justice's name against hostility and adversity, the tears of those who struggled to build better lives for those in this life, the questions of our children as they understand the world anew and offer their understanding with a fresh lens. The laughter and joy of those giddy with the embrace of community, the dollars and cents of those who gave what they could and then stretched a little more. The infinite small acts of service that make the parts greater than the whole, done by those who knew themselves in sympathy with our purposes. So today, we consider with gratitude and humility what it means to pay forward what has been paid forward to us. And now, with all of this, let us into worship and gladness in our hearts. May it be so.
Good morning. Welcome to this morning's service. I'm the Reverend Jeremiah Lau-Shabazz Calendé, and I serve this beautiful and historic community as its developmental minister. And I am with you in the pews today because that is such a rare opportunity when one is a minister, and I am taking advantage of it. I also am glad to have the opportunity to share the chancel with my beloved colleague, the Reverend Kikanza. This is twice in the span of a few weeks, so the stars must have aligned. Baruch Hashem. Today, I am here to share the good news and to celebrate with you as we emerge into our abundance. Our congregation came together like never before in one of the most comprehensive stewardship campaigns I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of, to declare that the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Santa Monica is still a shining beacon of liberal religion. With your profound generosity, members have pledged a total of $60,000 more than last year. That's not all. That's not all. Our members and friends have also committed an additional $20,000 to our emergence fund, totaling $80,000. Now that is something to celebrate. We have significantly offset the losses in income caused by the global pandemic, and we are emerging into our abundance like never before. Your generosity will ensure stability to support our congregation and our developmental ministry progress. We'll be able to continue to offer our outstanding worship services with our incredible music program and our new online ministry. We'll also be professionally staffing our children's and youth religious education program to support our young people and encourage greater multi-generational life throughout our community. If you haven't submitted your pledge still, or you would still like to make a contribution to the Emergence Fund, we encourage you to do so, to be a part of this abundance that we're cultivating this year. We will celebrate this abundance after our service outside and in the Forbes Hall, so please stay for the food and fun. There are a few special thank yous before we light our chalice this morning. First and foremost, thank you, each and every one of you, for your generosity of spirit and for sharing your time, talent, and resources with this beloved community. We could not have organized our campaign like never before without the professional skill, unwavering commitment, and profuse love of our beloved Jackie Weber. Jackie, would you come up to the chancel and receive this small token of our deep appreciation for your steadfast leadership. We were supported by a team of stewards who helped inspire all of us to realize our abundance and also just what it's like when we institutionalize stewardship across the life of our community and everyone realizes that they have a role to play in such critical efforts of congregational life. Carl Liskowski had the most one-on-one stewardship conversations of any of us. Sarah Robson had the most stewardship conversations on patios and in homes of our house parties. Teresa Castelli hosted the most tabling sessions. Amy Brunell, why does that name ring a bell? Made the most outreach calls. Vilma, Norm and Bev, Allison and Francois each opened their homes to us for our stewardship parties, and we are grateful. And 15 additional visiting stewards had conversations, made calls, gave beads, tabled, and emailed all of us, and we are so grateful for their ministries. You have all modeled to us what's possible when we come together as a community to achieve new and amazing things. So let's light our chalice this morning in honor of Celebration Sunday, the end of our stewardship campaign and its great success. We emerge from the pandemic into the warm and loving embrace of community. We rise from the ashes of devastation and are reborn fresh and brimming with possibilities. We soar now upon the wings of abundance towards a new horizon. May our hearts be grateful, and may our days be filled with abiding hope, promise, and joy. Amen, and thank you.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. People get ready, there's a train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and board them. There's hope for all among those who love the most. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose choices grow thinner, so there's no hiding place for the kingdom's throne. People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the I'm getting ready to get on board, get on board. I'm getting ready. Are you getting ready to get on board, get on board?
Javon. I want to sing that song with you next time. I know, I want to do that, Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Santa Monica. Unitarian Universalist. I missed a word. Of Santa Monica. I'm Amy Brunell. I'm your worship associate today. We are so happy all of you are here, wherever you are in the sanctuary. Hi, friends at home. We're glad you're here too, and from across the nation and beyond. Spring is busting out all over, and we have many ways to get involved with the important work we do here. We work towards justice, creating community, and we like to have fun. We have amazing religious education and personal development for all people. We also join with other justice activists in the work for justice and harmony in our world. We invite you to help us nurture this beloved community and further its transformation in the world. May you find comfort, may you find community, and may you find inspiration here. Today we're going to read a new territorial land acknowledgement that I found from Sean Neil Barron. We gather together as a community of seekers to honor the interdependence of life, to respect the dignity of all, and to honor the land we walk humbly upon. Friends, let us acknowledge that we walk upon the traditional territories of the Tongva, Gabrieleno, the Keys, the Venteriano, the Fernandino. I'm sorry if I've messed up those words, but I'm trying. The original nations of this land who continue to cry for justice and self-determination. We are blessed with a space and opportunity to strive to live out our common principles, to bring justice, equity, and compassion into our daily lives, to resist all that threatens the earth and its people, to live out our dreams in a world community of peace, liberty, and justice for all. Let these thoughts carry us forth as we journey and worship together. Blessed be. All right. I have some great things to tell you and I'm excited about this. First of all, we have this camp. I'm a little obsessed. It's called Camp de Benneville Pines, and it's been around since the beginning of the Unitarian Universalist merger, actually. We got together at the same time, and if you don't know about our camp, we actually, as Unitarian Universalists in the Southwest, in Arizona, and a little bit of Nevada, actually own this camp. So when you become a member of this church, guess what? You own a teeny tiny bit of a camp, which is really cool. So I wanted to announce, because a lot of you don't know about camp, but we have some cool things coming up. First of all, our very own Judith Martin Straw. Yay, Judith, will you stand up or show everybody who you are? Yay! Judith is our dean this year for our 2023 Women's Retreat. There is still a few beds left. It will be from May 7th to Friday, May 5th to May 7th, the Sunday. And there might be early arrival. Judith will let you know. We're working on snow issues. But there are a few beds left. It's the 25th anniversary of the Women's Weekend, so there is still time to sign up if you'd like to go. The next weekend, I know Carl loves this, we have our Spring Volunteer Work Weekend. So if you just want to go to camp and help fix it up and paint things and sweep things and do all kinds of move rocks, you know, things like that, you can come up for a reduced price. They feed you all week, and it's a really cool thing. And Ellie will also tell you all about camp. Ellie, raise your hand. That's awesome. She knows about it. And this year, at Family Camp, which starts on July 30th, yours truly will be the acting minister for camp. So come to Family Camp, because that'll be a hoot. So that's also happening. Today, where's my James? James, is he here? There's my guy. Come on, stand up. There we are. Woo, James! All right, so James is leading our Interfaith Solidarity March today, which is so cool. It's going to be a mile long, okay, up Wilshire. We're going to join with other faith communities to work with justice, and there'll be speakers and there'll be refreshments. So if you want to come today, please see James, because he's going to give you all the stuff and get you all there and together. And wow, we've got our stewardship celebration today. It'll be outside, as you know. We're going to feed you, and we really attempted to reach all of you. There's still time. What was I so proud about Jackie doing this year that was just so amazing to work with is that we really attempted to do something for the first time in this community that I've been part of, which was to ask all of you, what do you yearn for? Not just give us money, but what do you envision? What do you want? What do you see? And it was just amazing to have so many cool conversations. Jeremiah reflected to me that in all 8 churches he's worked in, he's never seen such a successful stewardship campaign. So I think that is really cool. So let's see, am I done with all that? I think I've got all, any other requests? I just want to make sure that I'm good. Okay. What? Oh, September, 3rd weekend, right? All right, we'll get there. We're going to get there soon. Yes, and Ellie wants to say something.
That is the time that the women's group has put aside for planning for the next quarter.
Okay, I'm going to announce that so our friends at home hear it, okay? So today at the women's, we're going to have the women's group afterwards, and we're going to plan our next quarter so we know what kinds of actions we want to take, what subjects we want to talk about, and we'll be meeting outside as well. Oh my gosh, it's so busy here. Oh wait, Greg, as an announcement also. See, I'm just going to stand here. Oh, I should take the mic. Okay, go ahead, Greg. What?
Dining for dollars.
Dining for dollars!
Starts next Sunday. You can start bidding then. Before then, you can go online and see all the wonderful events that people are donating in order to raise money for the church.
I love this sort of improv thing we're doing. It's really cool. Okay, so Greg, again, I'll repeat, we're talking about dining for dollars. The one thing that we have, we have these odd names for things. Dining for dollars is a little odd because people don't know what that means if you're new. So Dining for Dollars is the name of our fundraiser. And so people donate services and they donate time. Sue makes this outrageous cake. And it really gets a lot of bids because people want that cake. So everything is great, everything is welcome, and then people bid and we raise money. So Greg and Carl have been working really hard on that, and there's still time, I think, to donate something. So that's kind of cool. And you get to, Cassie hasn't, okay, hold on, here we go. I'm just gonna say her, go ahead.
I just turned around and I saw some cherished old-time members that I haven't seen in years. Rick and Peggy Rose.
Wow, Rick and Peggy, shut the front door. Hi, Rick. Hi, Peggy. You came down from the crane and the cold and to come here? They live in Seattle now. I know that because I'm on Facebook with you. So, Orcas Island. Okay, even farther. Okay, excellent. Well, we're so glad to have you. Welcome back. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Good, good, good. All right, so are we singing? Okay, I really want the passion on this next one. Okay, I want the passion from the house. Okay, this is one of my favorite songs. So Javon, we've got to get these people up and singing. Okay, can we do that? Oh, she brought a tambourine. I'm so excited. All right, so come on, y'all stand up. We're building a new way. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna sing, and then stay standing or sitting or be spiritual or whatever you need to be. It's all good. We welcome you here.
Building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. And with love that is a seed, we can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, this world will die. Peace and freedom is our
Love is the doctrine of this church, and service is its prayer. Service is its prayer. Together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship. Thus do we covenant together. El amor es la alianza de esta iglesia. Buscar la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es la oración. Vivir juntos en paz. Buscar el conocimiento y la libertad. Celebrar la unidad en comunión. Así es como vivimos unos con otros. Okay, it's that time again. Did you think I remembered my cans? Shoot. Did y'all remember your cans? Shut the front door. Some of you did. I don't know. Come bring your donation for the West Side Food Bank. Do we have a basket there? Yes, we do. Oh, I'm so excited. all adults and young people. We love when you give. We have been partners in collecting for the Westside Food Bank for years, and if you'd like to donate, we would love to have your help. Okay, other people are coming. I love it so much. Ooh, what did you bring? I don't know. I think I want that myself. Oh, gosh, she's got like sauces. That looks good. Ooh, what'd you bring? Ooh, God, that looks good. All right, I love that. Korean barbecue sauce. Edna, you are such a bright light in the West Side Food Bank. That's so good. All right. All right. Girls, will you come up? Do you mind? Anybody else? Do I have another kid? I need some kids. Chris, where are your kids? I need some kids. You ready? And then Cindy's going to come up and help me too. I'm going to use the mic. Hi. Yay, it works. I'm so excited. All right. Should we sit? Let's sit. That's fun. Okay. Hi. I don't know you yet. I'm Amy. Hi. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming. I know these two. We go to camp together. We're so cool. Okay. So today, you guys are going to help me, and we're going to teach them something too. But today, Reverend Kikanza is going to talk about the law of attraction. And I actually know a lot about this topic. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is our feelings. Did you know a lot of grown-ups don't know that there are so many feelings? There's something like 87 feelings. Did you know that?
I bet there's more than
You bet there's more. What do you think?
I think 150.
150. That sounds good, right? Okay, good. I love that. So I made you some pictures today, and we're gonna talk about the different kinds of feelings we have, but I wanted to ask you guys some questions. So this says mad, sad, glad, scared, curious, bored, awe. That's one of my favorites. Love. Oh, I'm gonna talk to you about that. Trust. What do you think? What do you think awe is? You have any idea? Oh, it's gonna be so good. Hurt, calm, pride, surprise, wonder, worry, relief. And those are just some of the feelings. What do you think? It's so fun, I know. Okay, so here's the cool thing. One of the things is that we all have superpowers. And what that means in our superpower is that we can actually change our feelings. We can feel mad and change it. We don't have to stay mad. Isn't that weird? Okay, now, do you think, though, that if you're mad, where's mad? There's mad. Do you think if you're mad, you can suddenly be happy?
Yeah.
Really? I can't always do that. Some of my friends in here will attest to that. Okay. So, but I could pick another feeling. I might not get all the way from mad to happy, but maybe I can pick another feeling that doesn't feel quite as challenging as mad can feel. Maybe I can pick another feeling. So can you think of another feeling? If you woke up really, really, really grouchy, what could you pick as a feeling? What do you think? You can pick another one too.
I feel bored.
Bored. Bored's good. Bored's good. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What?
Board leads to reading.
Bored leads to reading? Oh, okay. Okay, reading's good. Okay. See, the adults can't stay with the feelings either. They have to go right to doing something. I know. What? Tell me what? What'd you say?
Once Mariah's bored, she always likes to read.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Exactly. So, have you ever woken up really happy? Has that ever happened?
I have.
Never happened.
I have.
Disneyland that day.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
One
one time.
time. So here's what I want to explain. We have the choice of how we wake up in the morning. And by the way, I'm still really practicing this. But what I do is I lie in bed every morning and I think, what feeling do I want today? And I try to find something that makes me happy or makes me giggly or makes me silly. What?
Our dog.
Our dog, right, perfect. Okay, so if you get that happy feeling when you wake up or that mochi feeling.
No, Mochi's like always in her bed, and she like every time she get under the covers and like wakes us up because like she snuggles on our feet, so she wakes up sad. My dog is too big to fit on my bed.
Your dog is too big? What kind of dog
My
do you have?
dog is a mix of a million different dogs,
A million different dogs. I love a million different
but
dogs.
she looks like a Labrador.
She looks like a Labrador. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the superpower. So I want you to pretend that we're all sleeping. And then we wake up, right? And we think, what good feeling thought do I want to have? What good feeling do I want to have? So what's a feeling you guys might have if you wake up, if you thought about it?
Happy.
Right? And then what if you decided at breakfast you were going to stay happy? You'd have to think of things that make you happy, right? And this is what Reverend Kikanza is going to teach us today about the law of attraction, that we have to keep thinking the things that make us happy. And if you went to school happy, what do you think would happen?
You get bored.
My friends would probably take that chance and just start playing, and I would get really annoyed.
Okay, wait. If you went to school and your friends started playing and you were happy, and then your friends got happy, and then that would annoy you?
No. She went to play with that.
They play
Yeah.
where like they switch names, and I'm just like, please stop.
Please stop.
Because they take that chance to annoy me really badly.
You know what? You and I are going to have a big talk about this afterwards because I so can relate to, yeah.
Not happy anymore.
That's right. So we have to keep figuring out, did this die? Okay. We have to keep figuring out ways to keep happy. Okay, but here's the thing. You can't get to happy if you're mad. And I think a lot of people do that to us. They're, just be happy or just cheer up, right? And we can't get there from there. But we have magical powers. And so what law of attraction says is we try to find the best feeling thought that we can possibly get for the moment. That's all we try to do. Because it's okay to be unhappy, and it's okay to change a little bit. And then you see what happens in the world around you when you act happy or curious or bored or prideful because you're happy with yourself, or if you're worried. Have you ever noticed that when you have a yucky feeling, that other people might have a yucky feeling too? Yeah? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
One of my friends said I was a bad drawer, and then I started crying, and then my best friend started crying.
See? That's kind of law of attraction, right? She was crying, then her friend was crying, and it wasn't bad. It just was a different experience, right? And so we have superpowers, and we can change our feelings. And I don't think even a lot of the grown-ups realize that they have the choice of how they feel and how they're thinking. And then what happens? Oh, shoot, come back there. And so that's what we're talking about today. And I know that our favorite Cynthia, who's a friend of mine. Do you know I've known Cynthia for years and years and years? Do you know how I know Cynthia? From camp. Okay, so she's going to talk about this and talk about the different feelings. So I want you guys, maybe talk to the grown-ups if you feel like it, if you have a good feeling, if you have a curious feeling about how you change your feelings. And then see what happens in the world around you. Just like you said, when I cried, somebody cried. But when I was happy, maybe other people are happy. And we can change and be different feelings. Isn't that fun? Do you feel superhuman now? No. Would you rather fly? I'd rather fly. But this is a cool tool too. I know, exactly.
I'd rather have Earth power.
Earth power?
It doesn't feel like a superpower because a lot of people already know how to feel feelings, so it doesn't feel really important sometimes.
Thank you.
Important, but it doesn't feel like a superpower. It just feels like the way you're built.
It kind of does. But when you know you can change it if you want, you're not stuck. So if you don't feel like a certain way, what could you do to change it?
Feel a different feeling?
Yes. That is exactly it. And then you might find out that all these things change also. So that's our lesson for today. Is that good? And it's okay, and everybody got an idea, but I'll be really curious what these folks have to say, because, you know, those folks. What do you think? Is it funny to be up here and look at all of them? Kind of, yeah. Should we make them come up here sometimes too? Yes, people, yes.
And make them dance.
Oh, I love that. Now, you know what? That would make me happy. You know that, all right? Have a good class today with, you can.
Camp de Benneville.
You can say something about Camp de Benneville.
I'm going to Camp de Benneville for The elementary sleepover camp.
You're gonna have the best time of your life.
I also think that the kids should conduct the grown-ups when they dance.
I love that too. We're gonna conduct the grown-ups when we dance. I love that so much. Yes. Girl, we're going to be great friends. Yeah, give them choreography. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it with you. All right, guys, thanks for having fun with me today and thinking about feelings and changing them. Have a good day. We're going to sing to you, though.
Thank you, Amy. That was a great lesson. No one ever told me I could change my feelings. They just told me to feel the feelings. Maybe I should get some money back from my therapist. So I am Kikanza Nuri-Robins. I'm your consulting minister, and I'm happy to be with you this morning. On Sunday mornings, I tend not to listen to the news. I used to listen to NPR religiously, and then things just got so horrible in the world, I decided I just didn't want to hear about it. But I try to listen on Sunday mornings because if something happened, like if the other part of the world just fell apart, it would be important to be able to talk about it in worship. So I'd like you to think with me about what's going on in the world for which we need to place some energy, some prayer, some intention, to which we need to attract some peace, some harmony, some abundance. There is a part of the world that has much turmoil right now, and our friend Gila has been telling us about it. There is a play that is going to be tonight at the Morgan Wixon Theater, which is here in Santa Monica, and it's about the struggle in Persia, especially for the women. And so this is a play to which you need to bring your heart and your feelings because it is in Persian. And so you might say in our very privileged, entitled, English-speaking culture, well, why would I go to that if they're not speaking in English? Do they have subtitles? Well, no, but you can listen with your heart. You can see and you can feel and you can experience what's going on with other senses other than your ability to hear and understand English. If you would like to know more about the play, you can, Gila's right here on front row, so you can talk to Gila in the courtyard during our celebration, and she will tell you more about it. But I think it's really important that as we celebrate our abundance, as we think about the gratitude, the many things for which we have gratitude in our lives, that we remember how very privileged we are to be in this country because so many more people have it worse off than us. And as we think about the people in our community for whom we would pray, for whom we would hold in the light, I invite you to think, and as I ring the singing bell, that you might name those names, whisper those names, offer them up into this air that we share together. Those people who are looking for work. Those people who had jobs and found out that they've lost them. Those people who have found a balance with working at home and are being told you got to come to work if you want to keep the job. You want to come to this site if you want to keep the job. Those people who are challenged by ongoing illness and disability or disease. Those people who are in the hospital and they know that they'll never leave. Those people who are preparing for surgery. Those people who are avoiding surgery. Those people who know that if you don't go to the doctor, no one will ever tell you that you are sick. We hold all of them in the light. We hold in the light those people who are searching for home. We hold in the light those people who are waiting with phone in hand in a chair by the door, hoping that someone will come back. We hold in the light those who are just too lonely, too alone, and are not quite sure what to do to expand their circles as their friends continue to leave them, to move away, and to die. We hold in the light those who celebrate the next generation, the children who are graduating and going on to college, who are getting jobs, who are showing what good parents you have been. We hold them all in the light. We hold in the light those young people who have aspired to mediocrity and achieved that. We hold in the light their parents who don't have quite so much to brag about, but still love them. We hold in the light those who have love to give and not enough recipients to receive it. We hold in the light those people who yearn to be touched, to be hugged, to be kissed on the cheek, to be tucked in, to have some loving voice say, "Good night, see you in the morning," one more time. We hold our friends and family and neighbors and strangers in the light as we reflect on all that is good in our lives. And as we know, nothing is all good, nor is anything all bad, and we seek to find the light wherever we are. We have a seminarian in our midst. I don't know if you know who she is. Her name is Amy. And she said to me recently that you can find anything in the Bible. She's taken the Bible class. You can find anything in the Bible. And even those of you who grew up in a home or going to a church where you studied the Bible or you read the Bible, they usually skip over the best parts. The sex, the violence, the horror, the apocalypse, the dystopia. And we just, breeze right over that. And did you know that there are at least 3 stories about talking animals in the Bible? Absolutely. 3 stories. So we're going to do one of them this morning. And this story is for you, Amy, because we've got angels and talking animals. So we're reading, it's called the Old Testament, the Hebrew Testament. It starts with Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Yeah. And so we're in the book of Numbers. So this is still part of the story of the Hebrews leaving Egypt and then wandering in the desert for 40 years. And so Moses is the one, Charlton Heston, who led them across through the Sea of Reeds into the desert. And so they're out there hanging out. Now, in this particular story, these are chapters 22 and 23 in the book of Numbers. The main character is not Moses, but a man named Balaam. And he was a man who resided near the path that the Israelites were slowly taking as they walked toward the promised land. Now, he was not a Hebrew, but he was a priest or a prophet of the Hebrew God, Yahweh. I don't know how that worked, but nonetheless, he had this direct line to the God of the Israelites. So the Israelites were moving toward the land called Moab, and the king was afraid of the power of the Israelites coming through Moab because their God, Yahweh, had promised them, I'm going to kill everybody in the path because you're mine and I play favorites. So the king said to this guy, Balaam, that because we know that you're a prophet and you've got some mystical powers, if you curse the Israelites, then they won't kill us and we can continue to live. And so Balaam was not quite so sure if he should do this, and he talks to Yahweh, the God of the Israelites, and Yahweh tells him that Israel is a blessed nation and don't go because they're my people, not the Moabites, but the Israelites, so don't go. But the king of Moab was really persistent, and finally Balaam says, well, I'm going to go because he keeps calling me up and blowing up my phone. So I'm going to go. But Balaam says, all right, so here's the way I'm going to do it. I will go, but I'm only going to say what Yahweh tells me to say. So Yahweh said, don't go. And he says, yeah, but I'm going to go anyway, but I'll only say what Yahweh, who told me not to go, says to say. I don't know if you've ever rationalized a decision in that way. I never have. So while God seems to be okay with this plan, Balaam rides his donkey toward Moab, and an interesting thing happens. So now I'm reading from Scripture, so get serious. Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite officials who were going to escort him to the king. But Yahweh was very angry when he went, and he sent an angel to stand in the road to oppose him. Now Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, the donkey turned off the road into a field. Balaam beat it to get back on the road. If somebody doesn't do what you want them to do, you hit them. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path through the vineyards with walls on both sides. So when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it. So Balaam beat the donkey again. Then the angel of the Lord moved on ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn, either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it just laid down under Balaam, and Balaam was just really angry. And if we were not reading in the Bible, it probably would have said a different word. And he beat the donkey again. Then Yahweh opened the donkey's mouth, and the donkey said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered to the donkey, "You made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I'd kill you." The donkey said, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" "No," Balaam said. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing on the road with the sword drawn, and he bowed low and fell face down. The angel of the Lord asked him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I've come here to oppose you because your path is a reckless one. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If it had not turned away, I would certainly have killed you by now." This, my friends, is the word of the Lord. And this ends our reading. So how many times has this kind of thing happened to you? You are moving in a direction that makes sense to you, and you keep running into obstacles. You're convinced that you're doing the right thing, and so you gird yourself with armor to overcome the obstacles. Life is complicated and messy and challenging, but it's not supposed to be so hard that you have to beat your donkey in order to move forward. When you have that many obstacles on the road, you can be assured that you're on the wrong road. You can get there from here, but you can probably get there more easily if you take a different path. So we humans sometimes confuse determination with stubbornness and a lack of vision. Simply put, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you already got. You may resist going in a different direction, but the angel in front of you and the donkey that you rode in on will not be cooperating. Now, last week I had an in-person meeting with a client. So they've been a client for a number of years, and it's all been online. And prior to that, they were in my network, and I would see them at gatherings. I never went to their office, but I knew where they worked. So I gave myself plenty of time because it was downtown LA, and I wanted to be able to get through the traffic. And I pull up to the gate, and the guy at the gate said I wasn't on the list. Well, that was impossible. And so he showed me the list, and I didn't see my name or my client's name, but he probably had the wrong list. He said, "I'm new, what do I know?" And I agreed with him, "You don't know anything." And so he let me in, and I parked, and I walked confidently up to the desk and announced that I was here for a meeting in the multipurpose room. And the people behind the desk said, "Well, we don't have a multipurpose room." And I said, "Of course you do. I've seen it. I've been in it. Maybe you call it something else, but it's what I know is the multipurpose room." So, well, look on the list and see where your meeting is. So they had the same list as the guy at the gate. Something was wrong. It wasn't me, because I knew where I was going. So finally, there were 2 people. The older woman at the desk, she was probably a little older than me. She had more gray hair than I do. And she said sweetly, "Do you think that you might have the wrong address?" Well, of course not. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. And maybe they moved. So I looked them up on the website, and sure enough, I was on the right street, 1000 Alameda, but my client was at 750 Alameda, just a block down the road. I was wrong. I resisted the notion that I was wrong, and that only prolonged my presence in the wrong place. The law of attraction works like this. You get what you focus on. For example, we live in a world of abundance, and we often talk about gratitude for our abundance. But then we say things like, I have too many bills, too much debt, too many problems, and that's what we continue to have, an abundance of debt and problems. But if you focus on the state that you want, the mantra becomes, I am grateful for my many blessings. May I recognize and act on the opportunities when I encounter them. See, we named it the Emergence Fund. We didn't call it the Gap Fund. We didn't call it the Get Out of Debt Fund. We called it the Emergence Fund. We acknowledged and claimed our abundance. Jack Canfield, the guy who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, said that every moment of every day you are actively creating your reality. With every thought, either consciously or subconsciously, you are creating your future. We say that you get what you ask for. Actually, we get what we act for. We get what we act for. So, for example, with my clients, I'll ask them, well, what do you want? What are you for? What do you stand for? Where do you want to be? And so some of them will proudly say, well, we are an anti-racist organization. I said, okay, so what does that mean? Well, we're anti-racist and we're anti-bias and we're anti-oppression. And I said, cool, and what are you for? They don't have anything to say. And so what happens in those organizations is that they get what they focus on. They get more racism and more bias and oppression of all sorts. So I encourage them to stay focused on what they are for. Are you for justice? Are you for harmony? Are you for peace? Are you for reconciliation? Are you for equity? And work for those things. The results with folks who do that are very, very different. See, this attraction business is not just positive thinking. It's thinking in the direction of where you want to be, thinking about all you have and will receive, believing that what you want is indeed possible. Being open to getting what you want may not be what you expected. It may not come in the package that you had asked for. But if you're clear about what you want and focus on that, the probability of you getting that increases exponentially. Another Kikanza story. I've lived in Mid-City in Los Angeles for over 30 years, and recently I moved without changing my address. I thought that it was time for me to move to something that was easier and less expensive to manage. My goal was a lateral move, downsizing, but not downgrading. So I learned quickly why people leave California to retire and go someplace like Orca Island. I looked in every city where I have relatives or friends or good memories. I looked in Boston and Atlanta and Portland, even Tulsa, Oklahoma. And after looking all over the country, I chose community over square feet, because you can buy a whole lot of square feet if you leave LA and you leave California. I decided I would stay in Los Angeles. So for months, every single day, I'm looking on Zillow and all the other real estate websites looking for a place for me. And the gap between what I wanted and what I could afford was painful. I just didn't have enough money. So everything I found required that I settle or compromise or spend money that I don't have to remodel and update. Finally, I realized that what I was looking for is what I have. I cannot afford to buy what I already have. I can't afford to buy anything close to what I already have. It wasn't making sense, and my body was screaming. I had, in succession, hives, eczema, a horrible rash on my face, a frozen shoulder, jaw pain, and a very swollen knee. And so finally I said, okay, I'm stopping. I just can't do this. It's not the right decision. Now, had I been on Balaam's donkey, it would have been 7 tries, not 3, to pass the angel on the road. But I finally got the message, and I'm staying in my house. Everyone kept telling me I needed to stay in my own home. I said, no, I need to move. I resisted and resisted, and the idea persisted. I tried to force the situation into what I thought was the best decision, and each step I took, something like Balaam's donkey was telling me to stop. Why do you keep beating me, my body asked. What you resist persists. If you keep focused on what you don't want, that is what you're going to attract. Balaam didn't want to take the trip. The donkey didn't want to pass the angel. Balaam beat the donkey. He focused on, I have to do this thing I don't want to do, instead of, I must find a way to move in sync with the rhythms of the universe. He might have said, well, perhaps this is a sign. Perhaps the donkey sees something that I don't. It took 3 tries, but he finally got it. Now, although I wouldn't admit it at the time, I didn't really want to move. What I wanted was a way to live in my house and reduce the cost of my living. And I was sure I was doing the right thing. And my donkey, in the form of interest rates and housing association fees and outrageous real estate prices and a screaming body, made it clear to me that I was moving in the wrong direction. It's interesting that I can see this principle when I'm working with other people. Not so easy when working on myself. That's why we have community. That's why we consult with one another. That's why we need to learn to ask for help. That is also why we need to stop trying to run other people's lives, being bossy and trying to fix everybody. We need to show some wisdom, keep our mouths shut, so when our friends do need help, they will ask us instead of running in the other direction. Sometimes we have to let our friends ride Balaam's donkey. We have to let them fail before our friends see what they need to see and learn what they need to learn. And if the person in need of the lesson is you, comfort yourself with the knowledge that while you are learning, you are in very good company.
Donkeys, huh? Okay. I haven't read the part about the talking animals yet. Sorry. I have read some of the sex, though, so have you noticed the blooms lately? There are poppies everywhere. It's so beautiful. I know we had 12 months of rain, but my goodness, it is so beautiful. There's beauty all over our state. In my condo, we have now, just this week, new goslings and ducklings. It's amazing. Laura lives across the lake, so she can verify. Baby turtles are everywhere. This beautiful earth matters. And what we do here at UUSM, it matters. This month, 50% of our offering goes to the Rainforest Action Network. The Rainforest Action Network preserves forests, protects the climate, and upholds human rights by challenging corporate power and systemic injustice through frontline partnerships and strategic campaigns. RAN, the acronym, works towards a world where the rights and dignities of all communities are respected and where healthy forests, a stable climate, and wild biodiversity are protected and celebrated. There are many ways to give. Does that slide up yet? Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm not going to go through it. Y'all know, scan, do, all that fun. We're going to have an incredible song, right? I'm very excited. Javon, my friend, is going to come up here. Your graciousness, your sharing, your caring, your kindness, to our congregation and the world beyond matters. Thank you.
I know y'all know this one. Feel free to sing along. He came from somewhere back in long ago. A sentimental fool, don't say trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Once in her life, she musters a smile for his nostalgic tale. Never coming near what he wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice as she rises to her apology. Anybody else would surely know he's watching her go. But what a fool believes he sees. No wise man has the power to reason away what seems to be. It's always better than nothing, or nothing at all. Keep sending him somewhere back in the long ago. He can still believe there's a place in her life, someday, somewhere. She will return. She had a place in his life. Hey, he never made her think twice as she rises to her apology. Anybody else would surely know he's watching her go. But what a fool believes he sees. No wise man has the power to reason away what seems to be. It's always better than nothing at all. If love can come and love can go, why can't love pretend don't know? You've got the power. What seems to be is always better than nothing. Nothing at all. Thank you. Now please rise in body, in spirit or in body, as we sing our closing hymn in the Teal hymnal, 1051. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are
fabulous music. We've had some great lessons. We had the privilege of having the Reverend Jeremiah here worshiping with us. We have had old friends return. New friends, see if you can find the folks who you've never seen before, say hello to them. New friends come back. We have the children of Pillars here. We are so grateful for all of you. We are grateful for all that you have done to make us who we are. So while this service comes to a close, we remind ourselves that our work and service to ourselves and the world continues. So let us move into the courtyard to celebrate who we are. I love the idea of being my grandmother's prayers. Wow. Gives me chills. Thank you all for this extraordinary service. For the folks in the corner, Mia and Aubrey, and the people who are online, and every Sunday more and more people are in the pews. I hope that you are being careful so that we continue to multiply in number and in person. Go now, knowing that you go in community with people who seek what you seek, with people who love what you love, with people who are working for the same peace and justice and harmony that we all desire. Go, my friends.